Hi there, welcome back. So next I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our organizational structure. So Illume is a corporation. It's called Illume Home Care LLC is our official name. And it is owned by myself and Frank, my husband. And so together we own Illume, which means that we are responsible for every aspect of making sure that it has what it needs. We have also funded the entire operation to this point. And so we're very excited about making sure that Illume is successful. And we believe that it has a very bright and shining future. Thank you to our team and to people just like you. So welcome to the team. So this is sort of a summary version of the way our organization and structure looks. So we have a governing authority, which sits here at the top of the organization. And the governing authority is composed of a group of business people mostly. So there's an accountant, you're required, so this is required by the Department of Public Health that we have a governing authority. And our governing authority has an accountant, has a lawyer, it has actually two other business owners, and we also have a nurse who's a nurse who works at Charlotte Hungerford. So those are people that are on our governing authority, and Frank and myself are also on the governing authority. So those are the people who make up the governing authority. The governing authority is essentially, in the eyes of the Department of Public Health, the governing authority is responsible for Illume. And so it is a board, and the governing authority board makes three very important appointments. The first is that they appoint a professional advisory committee, which sits over here. The second is they appoint an administrator. And actually, those are the two things, sorry. So the governing authority, and then they also appoint anybody else who comes on to the governing authority. So they are responsible for those people. So the professional advisory committee is another committee that sits over here, and it is responsible for overseeing the quality operations along with all of the direct care policies and procedures. It's part of our quality program. They're part of checking in and looking at our records. They actually review our medical records. And the professional advisory committee is composed of a whole group of individuals. There's nurse, PT, OT, speech therapist, dietitian, pharmacist. I think that's everybody. On our PAC, we also have our administrator, and our supervisor of clinical services also serves on that committee. And together they are really in charge of making sure that our clinical operations are sound and that we're getting good advice. So we have meetings with our governing authority and our professional advisory committee about 5 times a year, so twice in person and then 3 phone calls a year. The governing authority also has fiscal responsibility, so all of our budget and our capital plans have to all be approved by the governing authority. We are responsible for reporting how we're doing financially to them. And if we need to make changes in our budget, it has to be approved by them. All of our policies and procedures have to be approved by the governing authority. So we're not able to just do whatever we want whenever we want to. We actually are bound by our policies and procedures, and can't just change them on a whim. And then we have reporting up to the governing authority is our administrator, and reporting to our administrator is the supervisor of clinical services. And then reporting in to these two individuals is all of our skilled services and our homemaker, home health aide, program supervisor, and our home health aides. So this is how we all function. The other thing that happens here is that everybody in the office essentially reports into the administrator as well. So that's our organizational structure.